Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat, so let's play that. Today we're taking a look at Wonderboy 3 Monster Lair. Is it Wonderboy 3 in Monster Lair? No, Sega does not like prepositions. Although take a look at this mysterious looking picture. Now I've seen a few previews of this game, and it looks like there are horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up stages. That'll be something to see. Otherwise, nothing more to say. Third game in the Wonderboy series. Hope you enjoy it, because it becomes the Wonder Girl series after this. Let's see, full use, 6 types, power-ups, shoot rapid, jump. Seems like an easy game. Now check out this title screen. This is a cool title screen. Now the last Monster Boy, like they kind of did this sort of like Earth, you could see it in the title screen thing. But here, it's scrolling, so you just get this cool little graphic thing that like can really only be fully appreciated in motion. And there we go. I'd say it's spoiling what it is, but as Wonderboy, I feel like you could completely just imagine what it is. So, well, here I was thinking I would have to get to a certain level or a certain stage to get that shoot 'em up action, but like all great swordsmiths, he's able to create an energy beam with his sword. Let's see, is there any sort of running and jumping? This is absurd. So it feels like if you hold down a shoot, then you can like kind of run and kind of... Oh, cool. Rolling start. Continue. But it feels like, yeah, if you hold down the shoot, then you can like kind of do a you can kind of run a little bit faster, but like, oh, that's terrible. My shot was like so effective, but now we've got this. Come on, Seal, don't you want to give me some power-ups so I'm not like completely ineffectual? Even the base shot is more impressive. Dang. But huh. Oh boy. Well, at least you can use it as sort of like a woodman shield around you, which... Any other weapon, please. Give me any other weapon. Oh, yeah, there's rapid fire. I don't know if this game is improved by rapid fire, but it's kind of changed by rapid fire. Oh my, oh my. So I thought there was like absolutely no sort of running going on, but yeah, I held down at rapid fire rather than just the shot, and like, no, you can kind of feel it. That being said, I was wondering when would we get to horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up, and here we are. What is this, like a grenade launcher or something? This is nonsense. I'm beginning to think the power-ups exist solely to distract you from like the spread shot, where they're just like, spread shot is just too good, we can't let you use it the whole time, so we've got to distract you with some obstacles, I mean power-ups. Look at this giant fish guy. Sega, why did you even make Sonic Boom and like Scramble Spirits when you could have just made this game? And it's like, it doesn't, like, oh, but it doesn't make any sense to make this a shoot 'em up. It's like, well, just do it anyway. Like, who knows? Maybe it'll be good. You have not lived playing a shoot 'em up until you're like riding on a dragon. Wait, are we flying or are we swimming underwater? And you're just shooting a giant fish. I mean, that is just the peak of human experience right there. And now we're in the jungle. Oh man, this is alright. Power weapon. It's like Halo 3. You just gotta hoard the power weapons. Don't let anybody else have them. Oh, it's limited by time. I was wondering, because that spread shot is a little too good for like what it is. It's like it's almost like a trap. It's like they're never gonna let you keep that for the whole game. And the monkey falls behind you. It's like, oh man, it's a trap that only the smartest of players will be able to deal with. Interesting, you cannot like shoot up or shoot down, and just pressing up and down apropos of nothing doesn't really do anything. That's so charmingly ineffectual. If you like jump on some rocks, he like hurts his... He just hurts his feet. And it's like, what do you think you are? The guy from Die Hard? No, man, he's gotta man up and take those spiky feet. But whatever. Also, too, oh yeah, I feel like this is a hallmark of the Wonderboy series where you slowly take damage as time goes on. And so if you thought you could just invincibly walk through this level and just stay safe the whole time, unfortunately, while you can like 90% do that, you cannot 100% do that. You will inevitably take damage. I mean, they've got to get their credits somehow, and evidently they're not going to get their credits by making this a hard game. So, well, next best thing, give a timer that makes you take damage over time. Oh, I see. You can kind of fight back by eating, but like, I don't know, man. You just can't really eat fast enough. It's just the fundamental problem of humanity. There's just too much food and not enough time to eat it. And also, oh, I see. So there's a weird shoot 'em up level at the end of every stage or something. And so the giant cake was not actually wasted. Well, it's kind of nice. Alright, let's see. So we're fighting a bunch of birds. Okay, I'll bet you dollars to donuts we fight a giant bird monster. How much you want to bet? I will also take giant chameleon. What are other fun animals? Maybe an axolotl. That would be an interesting boss fight. Well, visually interesting. I mean, in terms of mechanics, probably not. Axolotls are not known for their active enjoyment. Oh! And here I was thinking choosing a random lizard would be a joke guess, but here we are. Well, I guess it's a lizard with no arms or legs. It's a snake. Yeah, one of these snake bosses. All these snake bosses are the same. Sometimes they show their vulnerable parts, usually they don't. They snake around you like, well, a snake. And it's just an altogether vaguely unpleasant experience. I've played you in what Strider. I've played you in Enter the Gungeon, but also what other prominent snakes are there? Is it R-Type? There's some shoot 'em up that has like an especially prominent. Well, I mean, it's not like prominent on the box or anything, but like in terms of actually having to experience it, it is kind of prominent. Is it R-Type that has, like, the snake? Oh, wow. Oh, I see. It only shows you the credit. I like that, though, because it's, like, credits, too. It's, like, it makes a big deal of it when you put in an extra credit. And it's like, yeah, as it should. I mean, I'm putting in a credit. Now, a lot of these arcade games, yeah, okay, they'll make noise when you put in a credit. Oh, I see. This little snake guy, he needs me to damage all of his parts individually. Fantasy Zone is another one that comes to mind that had a snake boss. Wait, was there a snake boss, or was there just a boss where you had to, like, damage each of his parts individually? And there we go! Finally beat that snake. It was... Oh, it doesn't count up anymore. I wonder if it keeps track of credits after 10. Either way. And now we're underground. I kind of love how all these Monster Boy games, it's like there's just no real rhyme or reason. You just kind of go from place to place. Just kind of shooting whatever you see with your gun sword. Okay, maybe I made up that last part. But, this is such a chill game right now, though. Like, there is just nothing coming at me. It's kind of interesting. Oh, okay. Here I was saying it's like this wasn't that interesting, but then I like almost died, and it's like nope, back to boredom, please. I would like felt boredom. Oh, cool. Oh, you can't change your plane once you choose it. Well, I was gonna see like how many credits I had, but then I tried to see by putting in a new credit, and it's like that's not gonna work. You're just gonna go back up to 9. But I wanted to see. It's like, does it actually remember? Did I put in like 11, 12, 13 credits even? Or is it just gonna round down to 9 and just be like, you've used your money unwisely, kid. We gotta teach you a lesson. There really is no way to like go back down to that bottom level. So it's like once you jump, you are stuck. Also, wow, thanks game for like making me miss that fairy. Oh, I guess, well, we won't know. It's kind of funny, though, how, like, it keeps you invincible for so long, but also, like, it's strangely insistent on being the one to choose when you respawn. It's like, I'll be the one to decide that. And it's like, I mean, I guess I'm willing to let you, pass off that decision-making to you, game, but, I don't know that I really want to. So it said in the description that there were, like, what, six different power-ups, and it's like, I have experienced all of the power-ups, and I found each one of them a little wanting. Okay, 2 observations. 1, why are the bats throwing beach balls at us? I noticed the snake did that too, and it's like, why? Who's using beach balls as weapons? What is this ammunition? Also, 2, like, why are we just riding on this little dragon? Like, is that ever explained? Did I miss that? Is that explained in the intro? Like, it just seems like an interesting little plot point that, would be explained at some point in time. I mean, at the very least, give the dragon a name. I mean, come on, game. He's like your trusty, faithful steed, and it's like, you gotta give me a little more than that. I can't just form an emotional connection with just, like, a small 16 by 32 picture of a little purple dragon. I at least need a name. You gotta call him Puff or something. Oh yeah. Was Puff the Magic Dragon actually a real thing, or was that just like vague euphemism for some sort of drug? I don't know specifically which drug, I mean, it also kind of dates back to the 60s, 70s. Just choose one. They're all pretty good. But, was there ever a Puff the Animated Dragon cartoon series? The world will never know. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember being a kid and just trying to Google Puff the Magic Dragon. Because, I mean, again, I didn't know a lot about Puff the Magic Dragon, but I knew enough that it sounded like I'd be interested in it. But it's like, this is a world before YouTube. So it's like, if there was a Puff the Magic Dragon, it's like, I can't even see the OP. I think it was just, like, vaguely on VHSs that were, like, released off into the wild. Nobody knows what happened to them. But anyway, man, searching the internet in the early 90s was a very different experience than it is now. Frankly, it's almost like now, well, I'm tempted to say now it's easy mode, but honestly, there's just so much content being created that, like, everything just kind of gets lost in a giant sea of content. I mean, especially, too, there's this one guy who's playing through the Astro City Mini, Sega Astro City Mini. He's playing through every single game. It's like there are 37 games. He's playing one a day. That's going to be 37 videos. It's like, good gosh, what is that guy thinking? He's just contributing to the overpopulation of data on the internet. Come on, man. Can't we just, like, keep the internet limited to quality content creators? Like, there's this one guy who plays random arcade games one after another, and it's like, man, I want more of him. There's this one guy who plays through the all the English translated ROMs on romhacking.net. Why can't we have more of that guy? Twist. They're all the same person. But are they really? I mean, again, every time you fall asleep, it's like you die and you become another person. So it's like, are you even still that person? Well, no need to get quite so overly philosophical. It's been like, what, 3 years since I've really done any of that sort of, what is it? What did I call it now in English? Yeah, it's been like 3 years in that. It's like, am I even still the same person? So I guess it does keep track of how many credits you have in there. So it's like, you put more than 9, you can be rest assured Bank of Wonderboy Land 3 will save your money. Bank of Wonderboy 3 does not give any interest, but you know what? That's fine. Ooh, do you really need any interest when you've got this fun a game to continue on through? I say that, but round 4. I like how the game just reminds me like what round I'm in, because I honestly could not tell you, and it's a little indistinct, and it's not even really getting harder. You can't even like notice it that way, because it's like you play through something like Forgotten Worlds, and it's like, yeah, that game gets harder as you go on until you get to like the final stages, which are just like BS layered with BS, and it's like, okay, this stage, I mean, it's getting harder, I guess, but like, it's not really getting hard, so I can't even really be perturbed. This is maybe not the best boss to fight with a close range weapon. Well, that's kind of funny. It's basically just that boss 2 from Altered Beast, where it's like, well, I mean, he's not shooting eyeballs at you. It's not that kind of theme, but he is shooting a bunch of bees, which functionally is very similar. You know, this would be a great level to have the spread shot. Of course, the game knows it, and they're not going to give you a spread shot. Although, man, you do blow through those bees pretty quick. Dang. Yeah, this boss is really not that hard. That snake was, like, the hardest one. And I spoke too soon. Stage 2. But because I know the secret trick of, like, moving around, then, like, I'm untouchable. I mean, I'm joking, but, like, all you've got to do is just move around the giant bee in, like, a vague circular pattern, and, like, you'll never get hit by any of their beach balls. Was there, like, a discount sale on beach balls or something? Is there, like, a beach ball factory that just went out of business and they had to liquidate? Like, what's up with the beach balls? Is that ever explained? Can that be explained? It's like, yeah, you can't ever get Wonderboy Monster 3 Wonderland beach episode, mostly because it's not an anime, but, like, we can give you the beach ball episode. And you're just like, Sega, that's not very funny. And Sega's like, well, you know what? Nobody was asking you, pal. Just play your games and shut up. Alright, fine. I'll play your games and shut up. Just kidding, I'm Ashgabat Cat. Can't be stopped. Can't be silenced. No matter how much you'd want me to. Alright. Let's see. I mean, on one hand, me as a curious, inquisitive person, I am curious, like, if you puff up those fruits and you make them get all big, and then if you collect them when they're big, does it give you more, or does it fill more or less hunger gauge than if you let them explode and then collected the individual ones? Unfortunately, though, like, it's just hard enough, and, like, it's just unnecessary enough. I will never know. But it is something that'll taunt me forever and ever, just like in Galaga, when you, like, okay, so the enemies transform, and if you kill all 3, yes, you get a bonus. The game very loudly proclaims that. But what if you just shoot one of them? Because, like, they all transform from flies, so do you get more or less points than if they were a fly? Do you get the exact same? I don't know. And the sad thing is, Galaga is, like, just engaging enough, gameplay-wise, that it's like, I can't ever pay attention to my score when this is happening. So every time it happens, like, I always have that same recurring thought to myself. It's like, is it worth more or less points? Just these video game mysteries that you'll never ever solve. You'll never ever get the answer to. It's kind of funny because, like, if you're willing to put in the legwork and just do a little bit of experimentation, it'd be so easy to find out, but alack it alas. Never. Well, 3 cakes. That means it's the end of the stage and time for the shoot-'em-up boss, I think. So those were the rules, right, game? Like, three cakes and then it's the shoot-'em-up boss? Admittedly, I've not been paying too much attention to the game, so I don't know how consistent that's been. I would argue not at all. Is it me, or doesn't the sword gun just not have near enough range? Anywhere near enough range as you'd want it to? Or is it based on, maybe it's based on, like, how much you shoot. And so if you shoot a whole bunch, then it's all super short range. But if you're willing to, like, just shoot one at a time, then it'll go the whole way through. Man, what a mean trick. Because it's like, you do auto fire, and then it just takes it away from you. And it's like, it's almost tricking you. It's like, man, why are you doing auto fire? Only scrubs use auto fire. And it's like, yeah, if scrubs use auto fire, then people with carpal tunnel syndrome are the ones who don't. And I may be a scrub, but at least I'm a scrub playing video games past my, like, teens. Come on, game. Is this a boss? Like, I really cannot tell. It doesn't feel like a boss, but it doesn't feel like a regular enemy. It's just the thing that I'm encountering. Yeah, this would be a great time for auto fire, but, well, okay, if I modulate it, I hold it down for only a few seconds, then it'll actually have enough range to shoot the guy. Wait, do I instantly lose a life when I... What's the point of the life gauge if, like, you're just gonna take away all my lives once I hit something? That's weird. But I will say, for all my other complaints, also, dude, the dragon just took a shot right in the face. And, like, it does not seem very perturbed about it. But I will say, for all of this boss fight's many faults, it is at least very clear in purpose, and it's very clear like how you would play well against this. Oh, okay, he shot some beach balls up, and I kind of expected them to come back down, but like they did not. They just kind of disappeared from existence. Kind of throws me off a little. Also, look at him like open his eyes. He's just like trying to be all cute, and it's like, come on, man, you are a floating skeleton surrounded by a bunch of ghosts. I don't think cute is the angle that you should be going for. There we go. Yet another boss trivialized by financial security. Round 6? You think there'll be a round 6? Of course there's a round 6. But do you think there'll be a round 7? There probably will be. Do you think there'll be a round 8? I am personally hoping that by about 6 or 7, they call it quits. But like, the other... What's the point of having a health gauge if there's so many things that can just like one-shot you? It's like, what the heck? It's just almost intentionally designed to feel unfair. But like, the game is so easy otherwise that like, I can't even get mad. I try, but I can't stay too mad. Of course, I can't stay terribly engaged. Well, I guess that does pose an interesting question now that I think we've technically played all the Wonderboys, at least there are in the arcade. And like, which Wonderboy did it the best? Was it the one that was like a platformer distilled to its pure essence, where all you had to do was run and jump? Was it this one, where it's basically a shoot 'em up by any other name? Or was it the RPG one that was kind of weird and best done by a real, or no, that kind of showed why action RPGs like are best done on the consoles? Well, spoiler, there wasn't that third one. Honestly, I'm almost willing to give it just to Wonderboy 1. Because, I mean, this game, while it does have some gameplay, like, essentially you're just running around shooting things, and it's like, I don't know, man. There's not much more to it than that. You don't even have to, like, run around all that much. You don't even have to shoot all these things too much. Like, some of the power-ups basically just do it for you. Whereas Wonderboy 1, it's like you were just entirely in control of the experience, for better or for worse, and you have to demonstrate some real skill. But like this game, it's like, I mean, I got the things that surround me, I'm just going to move to the right. I got the corkscrew blow, just to stand on one side of the screen, shoot at the other. I got the rockets, and it's like, well, you just kind of hope that you'll kill everything before it kills you. I don't know that there's any effective way to use the rockets. And there's the boss. This game is also very annoying because, like, there's no normal shot. And your quote-unquote normal shot, like, apparently there's this range thing where, like, if you shoot for too long in a burst, then, like, you get penalized by not having your shots go the full range of the screen, which, I mean, in a shoot 'em up, that's kind of important. Does it boot you out of the game if you, run out of, or no. Well, okay. So when you have that one last sliver of health, at the very least the game has enough courtesy to not just immediately boot you out as soon as the timer goes down. It at least waits for you to get hit by something. Now we've got Cool Boy the Magician. But like, I don't know. It's also very annoying, this like limited range thing, because like Cool Boy the Magician is definitely a guy that like you have to appreciate from a distance. And I mean, yeah, I can do this for a while with like the regular shot, but then also too, if I shoot too fast, then it's like, it's just gonna take away my stuff. Okay, this is kind of hypnotic with like the repetitive motions, like the balls are very repetitive, the hands are very repetitive. And you just get stuck in this groove where you just like do stuff. And it's like Cool Boy Magician, I mean, he's just taking damage, I guess. He's like, he doesn't even care. Man, I'm like losing focus. I don't even know where the microphone is anymore. Is there a microphone? Am I recording myself? Am I not? I better check. But I can't. It's strange, man. You just start losing it once the video game gets a little too repetitive, and then it's scrolling too. So you get that effect where it's like, this game's all scrolling, so you look at a wall later afterwards, and it's like the wall's scrolling too, and it's like, can somebody check in on that? But as it turns out, it's just an optical illusion. It's not like the actual wall is moving around. Oh man, was I supposed to talk? Oh, come on. Well, whatever. I mean, hypnosis is hypnosis. And I mean, you could do this with a stage magician that charges like, I don't know, $50 an hour, or you can do this game that charges 25 cents, I don't know, roughly a minute. It still comes out to a princely $12.50 an hour, but it's more affordable, at least. Although I better play a little better if I want to hit that 1 minute per credit mark. Okay, you know what, cool boy? I am just a little tired of your smirking face. Oh my gosh, he's naked. How long has he been naked? I was zoning out on the left a little too much. I did not realize he was naked. Well, at least he had a heart. Well, until I made him explode, that is. And we're in a snowland. Does this change anything? Not really. Not really. Did this game, like, accidentally tell me how many levels there are? Oops. This isn't gonna... How do you... Okay, what? Oh no, it doesn't tell you that... Okay. I see. I was trying to look for that game description and see, like, how many levels there are, because I'm starting to get a little suspicious that there might be, like, 9 levels. But also there might only be 7 levels. But also there might be 20 levels. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All you've got to do is just pay the finest sprite artists you can find. Just have them make a bunch of enemies and then program them all the same, because honestly, they do really feel the same. And then just have them all come at you and just... call it like that. Okay, this is the last credit, because, like, it does kind of bug me that there's just no normal shot. Like, this game, well, it might be a little too easy if, like, there was a regular shot that you always had that could always go from left of the screen to the right of the screen, but, like, I don't know, it's just kind of annoying that, like, you don't have consistent access to at least an acceptable weapon. Like, each of these weapons is deficient in one way or another, except for the spread shot. But the game isn't dumb. They know the spread shot is, like, the best weapon ever, so they're not gonna just give it to you all the time. They do give it to you a lot of the time, which is nice, but even so... Even so, it's actually... I'm so hard up for weapons that it's like, I'm even starting to appreciate this sort of... double way shot, because I mean, oop, 3 cakes. Are we at the boss? Is it time for a boss yet? Because, like, I'm really barely paying attention to that level, and it looks like we're done. Is that seriously how we're gonna play this? Nope. The level just continues. I don't know what it continues to do, but it just continues to exist. More or less. And there's a boss. I know I said last credit, and you know what, I still kind of mean it, but, like, if the game just doesn't let me die, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's like the paradox of being immortal. It's like after a while, it's like you get enough life and you're like, you know, as a regular human, I thought I wanted infinite life, but now that I've experienced a lot of life, no, a lot of life is fine, I'm good. And so, here I am, just like all immortals ever, and all of depicted in all of media, and I just want to die and get it over with. But wow, I haven't had even died once. Like, what the heck? It's not because I'm good. It's just I feel like the game is just completely given up. Like, I feel like I myself have given up a little, but, like, man, game, don't give up more than me. That's just demoralizing. That just makes me want to give up. But it's like, you already gave up, so I can't even get mad. Yeah, it's another one of those bosses that where like auto fire is just your own worst enemy, which is strange because usually auto fire is a no-brainer, but I don't know, man. Leave it to Wonderboy to make you wonder, boy, why did they make auto fire so ineffectual? And we're back in. Can we beat this boss on 1 credit? I'm strangely invested in doing this now, actually. You're not so tough. Okay, wow. He just completely entrapped me. That's pretty tough. I don't know. Can I actually beat him? This is kind of interesting because, like, if you don't play well enough, then, like, he just gets to hide behind his rock shields the entire time. And it's like, even if you credit feed, it's like you just cannot get the job done. That being said, I can just snipe away at him through the bits and pieces, cracks and everywhere, and slowly but okay, wow. Like, that 5-second period, he just straight up did not throw out any rock shields. Did the game just have, like, a timer, or no, like a pity timer where it's like, oh, you haven't managed to hit him in 3 minutes, or no, you haven't managed to kill the boss in 3 minutes. We're gonna give you an entire uninterrupted 30 seconds for you to kill the boss, so you can, like, experience more of this wonderful game. And it's like, well, thanks, I guess. Just what I wanted. More eternal life. It's a desert level. It's like not even pretending to be even a little bit definitive. That was my chance. Reflex, why have you betrayed me? Oh, and the stakes. They're so low you can't actually hit them. I'm on to you again. Well, I say I'm on to you, but I still don't know how to deal with those snakes. Oh man, game. Oh man. This snakes. I don't know, I just can't quit. Not even like mechanistically. Like, in theory, all I'd have to do is just not enter a credit, but it's just something about it. Something about my reflexes. My credit feeding reflexes. Strongly honed throughout an entire lifetime. Oh, what a bummer. I'm out of credits. Credits 5? That's more like credit 0. Well, that was Wonderboy 3. Just in case you wondered, did they run out of material after the first one? In one hand, no. Every single level, every single enemy, every single boss, every single mechanic is completely different from every other Wonderboy game ever, which is a crazy effect. I would almost kind of want... Oh, it smells those credits and it wants them, but I don't want to give it to it. But, like, you gotta kind of wonder. It's like, yeah, everything is completely different from the original Wonderboy, but it's like, what's the point of even calling it a Wonderboy game? Like, what's the point to even, like, sticking to the Wonderboy quote-unquote formula? And it's like, why change everything up every time? Like, there's almost no real reason to. And it's really hard to kind of establish any sort of, like, consistent feel for the game. Because, I mean... Yeah, it has some of the external trappings of Wonderboy, the original, like those snails, like the health, I guess. And, like, occasionally you jump and do something that is arguably platforming. But, like, so much of the core... You can stand on top of each other. That's so stupid. But so much of that, like, core Wonderboy 1 gameplay loop is just absolutely lost here. It's almost even lost in, like, the second Wonderboy game. I mean, there's kind of some gameplay there, but, like, unfortunately, Wonderboy 2, like, most of, like, your attack lies in that super short range shank. And I mean, yeah, you can get it to work if you're, like, really willing to work at it, but it's just, I am not. But then you get to Wonderboy 3 where it's like, yeah, okay, you do get this sort of long-ranged weapon, but at the same time, it's never quite nearly as long-ranged as you want it to be. And I mean, again, I guess to a certain extent, you just trivialize it by always standing on the right side of the screen, but at the same time, like, you give me a bunch of ineffectual power-ups, you just throw waves of enemies at me that, like, don't really require anything, like skill, action, time, whatever to beat, and it's just, I don't know, man, what's the point of playing? Well, once any game has gotten me to the point of asking, what's the point of playing? It's time for this cat to scat.